Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, don't you? That sense that you're just not quite running at full power, maybe waking up already tired or hitting that afternoon wall, feeling like your energy is just sort of faded. It happens to a lot of us. So today we're asking a pretty big question. Can just one natural supplement actually make a real difference? And getting back some energy, some focus, and even if you're a bit skeptical, we're diving into this really interesting personal story. Someone tracked their experience for 30 days using a product called Nitric Boost Ultra. And crucially, they didn't make any other big lifestyle changes. They wanted to see what this did on its own. So our mission really is to unpack that journey, look at the benefits they reported, and importantly, explore the science behind it all. Might help you figure out if something like this fits into your own search for more vitality. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is how this personal experience lines up with, well, our own body's natural ways of working. We're not just going to talk about what they felt, but dig into the why. What's happening biologically that could explain those changes.
Okay, so let's start right there. What exactly is this Nitric Boost Ultra? Because, like our source mentioned, you hear nitric oxide, and maybe you think.
Laughing gas.
Yeah.
Common confusion.
Right. But that's totally different. This is something our bodies make.
Exactly. Nitric oxide is a molecule your body produces naturally, and it's absolutely vital for your cardiovascular health. Think of it like a messenger molecule. It basically tells the muscles in your blood vessel walls to just relax.
Okay.
And when they relax, the vessels widen. That means better blood flow, which delivers more oxygen, more nutrients to your muscles, your brain, all your organs, really gets waste products out more efficiently, too. That part's actually pretty important for how you feel overall.
Makes sense. And the supplement itself, what's in it? The source lists things like L-arginine, L-citrulline, beetroot extract, pomegranate extract.
All natural ingredients known to help your body produce nitric oxide more effectively. L-arginine and L-citrulline are amino acids, sort of the building blocks. Beetroot gives you nitrates, which the body converts. Pomegranate adds antioxidants.
So the idea, like our source found appealing, is it's not adding something artificial, but helping your body do its own thing better.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It supports and enhances those natural pathways you already have.
Okay, let's get into the journey then. The 30 days. Our person started out, understandably, pretty skeptical. Day 1, mixed the powder, apparently tasted okay, fruity, drank it down. First couple of days, nothing huge. The journal entries were like energy 6 out of 10, mood maybe 7, workout felt like a 6, pretty standard stuff. But then day 4, something small. During their usual jog, they just didn't feel as breathless. Felt like they could keep going easier. Now that seems fast, right? Is that even possible physiologically?
It actually is. That's a great point. While you might not feel a massive subjective change that quickly, the underlying mechanisms like blood vessel relaxation and improved oxygen delivery, they can start happening quite fast. Your cells are beginning to get that better supply, waste is clearing out a bit more efficiently, so that feeling of slightly less effort during the jog, that could absolutely be a real early physiological effect, even if they just thought it was a good day.
Huh. Interesting. So maybe not placebo then. And by the end of that first week, day 7, there was a noticeable pattern. Those afternoon slumps, less severe. Energy felt steadier, not dipping so hard around 3 p.m. The journal reflects that. Energy 7:10, mood 7:10, workout 7:10, feeling more consistent. Moving into week 2, things kept improving. But again, not like a sudden jolt, more like a smooth upward trend. Waking up feeling more refreshed was becoming normal. Workouts felt, well, smoother. And they mentioned the specific thing on day 10, a long work meeting that usually wiped them out this time. They were engaged, focused, and actually felt okay afterward, not drained. Even their partner commented they seemed more present in the evenings. When someone feels more focused or present like that, what's going on there? Is that just the blood flow to the brain?
It's largely that, yes, but it's profound. Better blood flow to the brain means more consistent oxygen and nutrient delivery. It's not just fighting fatigue. It's literally helping the brain function more efficiently. Like better neurotransmitter balance, maybe even more efficient neural pathways firing. It reduces that mental fog, allowing for that sustained focus and clarity they described. Your brain is just working better.
Right. Makes total sense. Okay, week 3. They called this the sweet spot. The benefits started feeling like the new baseline. Workout improvements were really obvious now. Adding an extra set in the gym, running routes that used to be tough felt like a warm-up. But also the mental side, feeling more patient, more creative with solving problems at work, generally more optimistic, resilient. And this was unexpected. Sleep got better, falling asleep faster, waking up feeling genuinely rested. Was that surprising to you, the sleep connection? It's not a direct sleep aid, no. But it makes sense holistically. When your cardiovascular system is working better, your whole body is under less physical stress. Better circulation means more efficient repair and waste removal while you sleep. It kind of quiets the physiological noise that can disrupt sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, improve your daytime function and nighttime rest often follows.
Yeah, the day 20 journal entry really nails it. Energy 810, mood 810, workout 810, sleep quality 810, feeling like this is becoming my new baseline. That's pretty significant.
It really is. That's consistency.
And the final week, week 4, was about seeing if it stuck. It did. They even tackled a challenging hike they'd been putting off and felt great doing it. Work productivity improved too, not longer hours, just getting more done because of the focus and energy. So by day 30, it felt solid. Real, measurable change. But then there were these other things they noticed, kind of unexpected side benefits throughout the month.
Right, and this is where you see those broader systemic effects playing out, like better recovery.
Yeah, from workouts, but also just daily stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly. Improved blood flow means faster delivery of repair materials to tissues and quicker removal of things like lactic acid. So less soreness, quicker bounce back. And the focus and attention span we talked about. It's not just oxygen. Nitric oxide itself seems involved in neuroplasticity, how our brain learns and adapts. That improved efficiency can really sharpen focus over time.
And the mood stability. Less up and down.
Yeah, again, a well-nourished, efficiently functioning brain and nervous system tend to be more stable, more resilient emotionally. It smooths out the edges, you could say.
They also mentioned less cold hands and feet. That seems like a direct blood flow thing.
Absolutely. That's a classic sign of improved peripheral circulation. The pipes are open, delivering blood effectively right to the extremities. Very tangible.
And finally, just more motivation. For everything, chores, workouts, seeing friends.
Well, that's almost inevitable, isn't it? When you physically feel better, have more energy, and your mind is clearer, you naturally have more get up and go. It just makes sense.
So let's circle back to the science for a minute. You mentioned the ingredients, L-arginine, L-citrulline, beetroot, pomegranate. How do they specifically work together?
Okay, so L-arginine and L-citrulline, they're amino acids. Your body uses them directly. They're precursors, essentially the raw fuel to synthesize nitric oxide. Studies show they can help with exercise, fatigue, heart health by boosting this process. Beetroot brings nitrates. Your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide too, but through a slightly different pathway. So it's like attacking the problem from two angles.
Gotcha.
And pomegranate. That's mostly about the antioxidants. They don't make nitric oxide, but they protect the nitric oxide you do make from breaking down too quickly. They also support the health of the endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels, which is crucial for the whole system working right. So it's synergistic. They all work together, supporting the body's own production from different angles, protecting the results.
So it's less like taking a drug for something and more like giving your body's own factory the best supplies and maintenance crew.
That's a great analogy, actually. Yeah. You're optimizing the system that's already there, letting it run at its peak, empowering its natural function.
But it wasn't always perfect. We need to be honest here. Our source mentioned forgetting to take it a couple of times.
Yes.
And they really noticed it. Felt flatter, workouts harder, less sharp mentally. What does that tell us about consistency?
It tells us it's absolutely critical. This isn't like caffeine where you get an immediate jolt.
Right.
It's building up support for a biological process. The benefits accumulate as your body consistently has those building blocks and protective elements available. You skip a dose, those levels dip, and you feel the difference because your body reverts back towards its previous baseline. It proves the effect isn't just placebo, right?
Good point. And the cost, always a factor. But they did the math and found it cheaper than their daily coffee and energy drink habit. Still, someone might ask, can I just eat right and exercise?
That's a totally fair question. And yes, absolutely. Diet, lots of greens, beets, and exercise are foundational for nitric oxide, no question. But for some people, maybe due to genetics or diet gaps or just the stress of life, their natural production might still not be optimal. A supplement like this aims to provide that extra targeted support to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
It's an enhancement, not a replacement for those healthy basics.
Okay, so summing up the 30-day results, where did they land? Energy went from a 6 to a stable 8 out of 10. Workout performance, better endurance, recovery, more drive, mental clarity, sharper focus, better problem solving, memory felt better, more efficient, mood, more stable, positive, resilient, sleep, noticeably improved, and just overall feeling like a better, more energetic version of themselves.
And what that really underscores is the power of optimizing what's already there. It's not about some artificial high. It's about enabling your body to function at its best naturally, returning to a healthier baseline.
And they kept using it, right, for 3 months after, maintained the benefits. Even recommended it to others who apparently had similar positive results. But they stress this adds to healthy habits. It doesn't replace eating well, moving, sleeping, managing stress.
Exactly. It's a support tool within a healthy lifestyle.
So who might find this kind of approach useful based on this one experience? Well, the source suggested people who are consistently tired, hit those afternoon walls, want natural workout help, struggle with focus, looking for non-stimulant options, maybe want cardiovascular support, and, key point, are willing to be consistent and realistic.
Which brings us right to the final takeaways and maybe some caveats. Consistency, as we saw, is non-negotiable. Benefits build. And keep expectations realistic. It's about being a better you, not suddenly having superpowers. Give it time, too. Weeks 2 or 3 seem to be where the real shifts often happen. And I can't stress this enough. It doesn't replace healthy habits. Diet, exercise, sleep, stress management. Those are the pillars. This supports them. And please, always talk to your doctor before starting anything new, especially if you have health conditions or take medications. Be smart, be informed.
Yeah. So our source started out skeptical, like many of us might be, but after 30 days, they were convinced that supporting this natural nitric oxide pathway made a real positive difference. Not life-altering in a crazy way, but significant improvements in energy, focus, mood, quality of life, basically. So what's the bottom line here? If you're thinking about trying something similar, the advice seems clear. Stick with it, be patient, really pay attention to how you feel. Maybe even keep a small journal like our source did. And remember, we're all different. Your mileage may vary.
And it really leads to a broader thought, doesn't it? If tuning up just one of the body's natural systems can have these kinds of ripple effects, it poses an interesting question for all of us. What other small, consistent changes could help you feel more like your best self? And how can you approach exploring that with, a sense of informed curiosity?